Hi everyone, it's Abbey here again from TV4Education, and I am here with another YouTube Live where I take you through some of the content that we have available on a particular subject, on a particular theme within that subject. So today is English, and we will be talking about the writer D.H Lawrence, which was also the theme of our English program guide, which was sent out yesterday. So if you would like to stick around and see some of the TV4Education, YouTube and Smart Lessons content that we have available, make sure you stick around till the end, and also make sure to register your interest areas with us, which I can show you how to do now. If you're on the TV4Ed home screen, if you go to interests, you can just select your interest areas here, and the program guides that are sent to you will be based on those interest areas. So if you select languages, like you selected here, you will only receive the languages one once a month, but if you select all of them, you'll receive the program guide for all of them once a month. But let's get back into the content that we have. So we'll start by doing a smart search, obviously. So we'll make sure smart search is enabled because we want any content relating to D.H Lawrence, whereas if we select title, it will only show us programs that have D.H Lawrence in the title, whereas if we select smart search, it will also search the descriptions and the tags. So that's good for any programs that might not specifically be just about him, but certain sections feature him. And you can add those to your lessons and clip those certain sections as well. So we'll just type D.H Lawrence. So you can see the content that comes up here. So as I said, this is search and description and tags as well as the title. So you can see right here we have Literary Landscapes, which this is a series that is quite popular with a lot of our English teachers and features in a lot of our smart lessons and our program guides as well. So this episode is specifically on D.H Lawrence, so going through the areas in which he grew up and lived and worked, and how they inspired his novels and poetry and writing as well. So if you want to add any of these to your school collection, you can just click the star button, or you can share the link with your students or other teachers as well. And you can go through and see if this is an appropriate resource to be using for your students. And if you're wanting to see the other episodes of Literary Landscapes that we have available, you can also type that into the smart search bar as well. If you've used that and you think it is a resource that would benefit you would benefit from having all the episodes on about all the other writers, not just D.H Lawrence, so you can see all of the content that comes up when you type Literary Landscapes. So we'll go back to D.H Lawrence now. So you can see we have more TV episodes of TV shows here. We've got Tony Robinson's Britain, in which the area of Britain he is in this particular episode is an area that D.H Lawrence lived in and that inspired him as well, and talking about how that made its way into his work. And then we also have an episode of In Their Own Words, which is about British novelists. So that episode is on the 20th century, which is of course when D.H Lawrence was writing. You can also see that we have a podcast episode here that is specifically on D.H Lawrence, so that's another good resource if you just want a resource that is just on him and not on any other writers, if you're wanting some audio content rather than video. And then we also have content that isn't specifically about him but is about analysing his work. So you can see this episode of the book club with Jennifer Byrne is discussing Women in Love, which is one of his most famous novels. So if you're wanting more of an analysis point, you can clip out that section as well. And then you can see we also have this Arrows of Desire episode, which is talking about piano, which is a poem by D.H Lawrence as well. So now that we have looked at some of the TV4Ed content, we can go to YouTube, and we've already got a search going, so I can just click YouTube and it will automatically come up. So you can see that there is automatically some university resources about D.H Lawrence, there is some documentaries, there is some expert interviews on him as well, and some analysis videos and reviews of his work. So you can view and add these to your library and share them with students the same way you would any TV4Ed video. You can also add them to your smart lessons if you want as well. So now we'll go to our smart lessons, and to coincide with this YouTube Live and the program guide that was sent out yesterday, we have 2 new smart lessons specifically on D.H Lawrence. One is a video lesson and one is a resource list, so you can see them here. So the first one here is D.H Lawrence analysis. So this is just a resource list, no questions, although once you add it to your library, which we'll do now, you can edit it and add your own questions and resources if you would like. So this contains just videos that are analysing his work, so not specifically about him, so like the areas of desire and the book club episodes we were looking at before, as well as adaptations of his work. So there is an adaptation of Lady Chatterley's Lover in here as well, which is good to show students if they are studying that novel to analyse a book to screen analysis. So then we also have our video lesson. So this is specifically on D.H Lawrence's life. So it has the literary landscape episodes and so on and so forth in this. So this is looking at his life and how areas of his life made it into his work and inspired his work, and when and where he wrote his novels and poetry. So we can add that to our library as well, and that way we'll be able to go to our items and we can see both of them here. So you can see they've both been added and we can click on them here. So I'll just open them both up. So the first one we'll look at will be the D.H Lawrence analysis resource list. So you can see the book club episode, the Arrows of Desire episode, the podcast, a podcast specifically on Lady Chatterley's Lover, and the movie adaptation of Lady Chatterley's Lover. So you can add your own questions to these. You can add your own resources as well. You can edit these as well. You can clip them if you want. These episodes that are only one specific segment is on D.H Lawrence's work have already been clipped, so you won't see the other sections of the video, just the ones that are pertaining to his work. But you can add your own files, links, videos if you want as well. And then this one here is obviously just on his life, so we can see the literary landscapes episode, Britain's Ancient Track episode. There's an episode of Antiques Roadshow in which a painting of his features, and then you can also see that podcast episode on him as well. And then you can see all of the questions that are missing word questions, as well as multiple choice questions that coincide with the video. So you can show this to the kids in class and they can answer the questions as they're watching, or you can set it as homework, whatever you want to do. You can also add your own questions and change the order of the questions, edit the questions, remove the questions, whatever it is that you're wanting to do. So that's all the content on D.H Lawrence I have to show you today. Make sure that you register your interest areas so we can send you our program guides every month, and I will be back with another live session tomorrow on maths, specifically on International Pi Day, to go along with the program guide that will be sent out very shortly. So if you're a maths teacher, make sure to keep an eye out for that, and I'll see everyone then. So until then, I hope everyone has a good day. Bye everyone.